Hello everyone, Dan Kim at Jeet Physiology More. Today is day 2 of training in the fat burning zone. So, like I said, like I mentioned yesterday, this is not just for athletes. It's not just for the general public. It's a little bit of everyone. And this video is not specifically designed to help people burn fat. However, it is going to help. Now, the reason I'm actually mentioning this, the reason I brought up this subject this week is simply because, you hear a lot of things like, especially with endurance athletes, oh, carbs, you got a carb load. Now, here's what I want you to think about. Carbohydrates are necessary in the human body for certain functions, but obviously, not to get too in-depth with it, you do have different types of carbohydrates. You have slow and medium burning carbohydrates, and you have your quick, your fast carbohydrates, which is going to be things like sugars like banana, or even unnecessary. Well, I say unnecessary, but some people may not see it this way. Little candies, gummy candies, and shit like that. Okay, there's so many things that come into this. I always want to try to make this, not too ongoing. But what I would like to mention is the fact that yes, carbohydrates are important for certain functions of the body. They're important for metabolism. They're important for muscle function. They are also important for the basically your brain function as well. However, your brain is mainly ran by fats. It also does require some carbohydrates. Now, what I'm basically getting into with this is I just want to say this, okay? I used to focus on, carbs. I would still get healthy fats, like butters and other things that I still get to this day. However, for a good portion of time, I was focusing mainly on carbohydrates for my energy source to burn. And I realized that some days I'd feel great, some days I wouldn't. Then if I got in situations where I couldn't eat a lot, and then I'd feel like crap the next day. However, since I have actually done my intermittent fasting and I've got my body reset, and now I got my body into more of a fat burning zone, I feel better than I ever have, okay? In a lot of ways, athletic performance and everything, okay? And I'm kind of taking this back to years ago when I used to have a different type of a nutritional plan. I don't like to say diet. Diet to me, when you say diet, that means that gives a lot of signals in people's mind. Oh, I got to starve myself. No. Nutritional plan or nutritional eating, whatever it is, that's what I call it, okay? So I had this nutritional plan, which is similar to what I have now. I was getting a decent amount of carbohydrates, but I was also getting a good portion of fats, and a good portion of my carbohydrates were coming from vegetables, brown rice, and other sources too, natural cereals, granola, things like that. This is before I realized about my wheat issue, so I was also eating things like bran flakes, raisin bran crunch, things like that, mixing different types of grains, which is great. You want a variety of foods. However, do not focus primarily on carbohydrates for your source of energy. Here's why. Number one, as far as fats go, there are 9 calories per gram of fat, whereas there's 7 in carbohydrates. So the thing to think about is, okay, yeah, you think, just two more calories per gram, whatever. Oh, well, I'm going to get fat if I consume all these fats. No, number one, you want to consume more healthy fats. Real butter, yes, I say real butter, not margarine, not that crap. Real butter, okay? Even if you have, you're lactose intolerant. I'm lactose intolerant, but butter does not bother me. Butter, honestly, it's kind of crazy how it works. Okay, but you've got real butter. You have your olive oils, extra virgin. There are different kinds you can use to cook with, or you can put them on salads and dressings. There's also going to be all different types of nuts. There's going to be fish. There's going to be avocado oil, things like that. I don't usually recommend canola oil is okay. If you're a person that is consuming high amounts of vegetable oil, I will highly recommend converting to canola oil. However, canola oil you do not want to be your main source of fats. Fats from meats, yes, believe it or not. Fats from whole milk, yes, that is true. Think about, okay, real butter, whole milk, they kind of, they're pretty similar as far as it's the cream in there. Obviously you don't want to consume a high amount of, whole milk, especially if you're an adult, because adults honestly don't really need much cow's milk or much dairy, period. Well, we won't get too in-depth to that today. But what I want you to do today is I want you to stay focused on what kind of fats are you consuming, what kind of carbohydrates you're consuming, what kind of processed, prepared, packaged foods are you consuming. If you are consuming a lot of the refined carbohydrates, meaning simple carbohydrates such as obviously sugars like, okay, a candy bar or a cookie, or even pastas, especially white pasta, or even if you're doing things like white rice as opposed to brown rice. Just think about the different types of fats you're eating, the different kind of carbohydrates you're eating, and of course, protein. Protein is extremely important for muscle tissue repair. Amino acids actually help with immune function. They help with brain function. They help with lots of things in the body. I can go on and on and on, energy levels, things like that. But the thing about it is you want to focus today on what types of fats, what types of carbohydrates, and what types of proteins are you consuming. That's what I want your goal to be today. So let's get to stay motivated, believe in yourself, believe you can do it, and believe that you deserve it. Let's get out there. Let's go. Smash, punch, kick that like button. Just don't break it. Let's get out there and do something. Let's go.